A few weeks ago, I was on Twitter and I came across a tweet that pointed me towards a sale on Square Enix's website. And this sale was for Play Arts Kai figures. I went there and was immediately amazed by how deeply discounted some of these figures were. This was one of the cheapest that they were offering. Now, this is the Square Enix Play Arts Kai Robin figure based off his appearance in Batman Arkham Knight. Now, this is not new. This came out at least a couple of years ago. And with Square Enix Play Arts Kai figures, they tend to debut at a high price point. We're talking about $100 on up. And it can get really high up there, especially if you deal with some of the more intricate pieces that they offer. But this particular Robin, when he was on sale, I only spent $24 for him. Add in a little bit of tax, add in a little bit of shipping, and we're still talking about around 30 bucks to get him to my home. And here he is, and I just wanted to show him to you guys today. You know, because I'm a big fan of the Square Enix Play Arts Kai line. I understand that it's the subject of a lot of criticism because of the price point, and it also draws a lot of criticism from really serious collectors that rightfully look at all the little small minute details and they express their disappointment with some of these figures. But for something like this, that you spend a very small amount of money for, considering its original retail price, I think it is a home run out of the park. You really can't get any better than this. So let's take a really good closer look at this Robin figure, and let's start with the face. So there's a couple of different head sculpts that Robin comes with. The one that is on there by default is the one where he's wearing this hood, and of course he's got his mask on that is obstructing his eyes, and they're painted just pure white. There's also a different head that you can put on this Robin that shows his actual hair, and then on the back of Robin, you see that there's this little hole right here. That's another accessory that you get. The hood that Robin is wearing, not this one, but another one that's inside the box. You can plug that in there so that you can also give Robin an additional look. So it looks like he has his hood down. And while we have him turned around to the back here, we know one of the things that I like about the Play Arts Kai figures is the articulation doesn't just stop at the characters with legs and feet and elbows and knees and fingers and all that stuff. The cape is articulated on this as well. And I really do like that. Let me just show you what I'm talking about here. You see how this just appears that the wind is blowing Robin's cape in one direction. Well, you can switch that if you want. Let's say you wanted to blow off in the other direction. You can do that. Now, of course, if you spread it apart like this, it looks unnatural because, Batman and Robin's capes are one solid piece. They don't split apart. So basically what you have to do is just make sure that they somewhat overlap each other so that you can have that single flowing cape effect. And if I turn him back around like this, and you can just see that that looks really cool. Now, why I have him like this, let's just talk about how well they can stand. With these Play Arts Kai figures, they tend to stand, it really varies on which ones that you get. The good thing is they all come with a stand. They all come with a stand that you have to assemble, and then you can put these guys in a variety of different positions and poses, whatever your heart's desire. But without them, things tend to get a little bit more difficult because these do have a tendency to be on the stiff side. At least Robin is. The best articulated figure that was very easy to move around and pose to me was the Scarlet Witch figure, whom, even though she has heels, was still easier to get to stand up than old Robin here. So let's just go over a little bit of articulation with this guy. One of the things that Square Enix Play Arts Kai figures have is ratcheted joints. Now, I do like ratcheted joints because I like the way that they sound. It makes me feel like these figures are made of, just more rigid, more sturdy, more higher quality of materials. So when you hear that ratchet going clack, 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 it's like, yeah, that's going to stay like that. And Robin is like that as well, but the ratchets are very stiff. You see, I'm bending his knee here, and that is a pretty good knee bend, but it's just really quite stiff, so you do have to work it out. So I am pleased to say that it is a double jointed knee, and let's just bring that back out. All right. Moving his legs up, we can also do that, and you can just hear those ratchets going. Look at that. Now that's a pretty decent high kick that he has going on there. But again, if you look at some of the criticisms that some people may have, as you can see, when I kick his leg up that high, you see there's a bit of a gabbage, like right there. So if you were to spend like $120, $150 for this type of figure, and then you see things like that, I can totally understand why someone would be upset that that is exposed like that. But since I didn't spend that much, I can just say whatever, because I'm looking at the value proposition for the money that I paid for it. Although people who paid more, I can totally understand the criticisms. Removing his bow staff from his hand for just 1 minute, we can take a look at some of the arm articulation that he has. Now the arms, they are much easier to deal with than the legs are. And as you can see, these elbow joints right here, that ratchet is very, very smooth, and it gives you a nice double jointed elbow right there. And then the arms also have a pretty darn good range of motion, so you can really pull off some really cool poses with Robin. And as for the feet, you got that toe articulation right there at the very bottom of the toe. And then of course it's going to move, and it's going to sort of pivot as it moves. So that's pretty much the articulation for this guy. You can spread apart those legs, do the splits, of course, you know, it looks pretty good. But the best thing about him, and just about all the other PlayArt Sky figures, has to be the amount of detail that was put into the paint of Robin. It looks really good. Now, one of the best things that I like about this paint is it's not completely vibrant, you know? It doesn't have very deep, vibrant reds and very deep, vibrant blacks. Everything has a bit of almost a bit of an ash type of look to it. And it helps to make the uniform look a little bit worn. It makes it look like it's had seen a lot more action than a regular non-premium action figure would. And I like the details that they have on here. You can just see like the stitching that would be on his shoulder pads. That's nicely highlighted. I love the way that the R came out right there on his chest. And just, it has all the traditional colors of Robin. Now it has a little bit of an Eastern flair to it, especially in the face. You can look at the face and say, that doesn't quite look like Robin, and no, it doesn't. But, you know, that's just sort of the aesthetic that these these Square Enix PlayArt Sky figures have. But just that somewhat of a white ash kind of a look, it really just spreads itself all throughout the uniform with the classic Robin colors of the red, the blacks, and the greens, and that extends as well over into the cape, and you can see it a lot better on the cape as opposed to the other parts of his attire. If we're talking about accessories, Robin comes with a decent amount of accessories. I'll just show you what they are right here. He comes with a couple of these different bow staffs right here, and it has the cool R emblem right there on the bow staff. He comes with two of these, and then he also has this bow staff and shield combination as well, and it comes with two of those as well. So all in all, you got like 4 weapons going on here. And then he also has a variety of different hands that you can pose with them. He's got these open hands that you use to put the weapons in. Also has some fisted hands and just some action posing hands like, hey, I'm about to kick you in the face and this is what my hand does right before I kick you. One of the big challenges with finding a great deal on an action figure is it's really easy to overlook some of the imperfections that you would have held against the figure had you paid full price. And that's kind of a little bit of an issue that I'm having here with this Robin. If I had paid full price for him, I would have been disappointed with how difficult it is for him to stand up on his own, how stiff the joints are, and while I'm happy that it included a stand to put him on, if I were to put him back there on my display, it would take up a lot of space, and I would have to move things around in a way that I wouldn't want to do, because I just really want these figures to stand on their own, and I would only want to use the stand if I was trying to do something that just physically would not allow me to do, like Robin coming down from a rooftop or something suspended in midair. But if I just want to get him to stand straight up, or maybe bend a knee and have his bow looking one way or another, I don't want to have to use a stand in order to do that. And a lot of times I find myself having a difficult time posing this guy up, and that's partially because of the stiff joints. But every single PlayArt Sky figure that I purchased at a heavy discount. So if I could rank Robin alongside the Dark Side, the Hawkman, and the Scarlet Witch that I purchased, Robin would definitely be number 2 on my favorite Play Arts Kai figures that I personally own, right behind Scarlet Witch. I think that he looks great. They don't take too many liberties with the way that he looks. This is pretty much the outfit from the game. There's not a whole lot of Eastern flair going on. They're not taking a whole lot of liberties with the way that Robin looks, and it's a really nice looking figure. So I just wanted to show you guys this and just tell you my thoughts about him. I don't know if you're going to be able to find him for such a great price anymore, but if you do, just know that you're not going to be disappointed if you pay the right price. But if you go up there towards the $70, $80 range on up, then you may want to think twice before, picking them up, just in case you might be a little bit disappointed with what you get as far as his ease of use goes. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'm going to try to get some more toy reviews up for you soon. I just got to figure out what I want to get. Toys R Us is not going to be around pretty soon, so we're going to have to look for some more avenues of getting stuff that we normally can't get in Target and Walmart and, places like that. But we'll see what I come up with. And until then, I'm Jeremy. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.